Are you aware that Samsung is the only corporation responsible for 20% of all South Korean exports? In terms of market value, Samsung is among the 20 biggest corporations in the world, and it comes in second place to Apple in the electronics sector. Lee Byung-Chull, the son of a South Korean landlord, established Samsung on March 1 of that year as a small trading business that provided dried fish, noodles, and other comparable goods to various regions of the nation. Samsung means 3 stars in Korean. 3 stars also appeared in its initial logo. In 1945, Samsung began selling its goods in China and other nearby nations. It was one of the top 10 largest companies in the nation when the Korean War broke out in 1950. Samsung benefited from Mr. Lee's decision to relocate the company's headquarters to Busan when the North Korean army took over Seoul due to the significant U.S. military presence there and the agreement to transfer military equipment to Mr. Lee. Found. The first sugar refinery and textile mill were built by the Samsung Group after the war, and they quickly grew to be the biggest textile industry in Korea. The Samsung Group had acquired an insurance firm, 2 or 3 cement and fertilizer factories, as well as 3 of the country's largest banks by the late 1950s. Purchased other businesses throughout the 1960s. When the military takeover took place in May 1961, Mr. Lee was in Japan. Brought it back. In actuality, it was General Park who, via economic reforms, turned South Korea into a prosperous and industrialist nation. After reaching an agreement with General Park, Mr. Lee went to Korea where he founded the Federation of Korean Industries and served as its first chairman in August 1961. The Samsung Group originally entered the electronics market in 1969 and set up distinct businesses for communications, semiconductors, and electrical appliances. A black and white TV was the first product to leave Samsung's electronics section. Alongside this, household appliance exports also got underway. In order to build petrochemicals, gas plants, water treatment facilities, power plants, and oil refineries, Samsung Engineering was founded in 1969. The Samsung Group expanded its textile business in the 1970s, producing everything from raw materials to finished goods in-house. Samsung Shipbuilding, Samsung Heavy Industries, and Samsung Techwin were also founded at the same time and invested in the heavy, chemical, petroleum, and pharmaceutical industries, while Korea Semiconductors purchased 50% of the company's shares. Samsung created an aerospace section in 1978 and started producing both spacecraft components and aviation engines. He established Shilla Hotels and Resorts in March 1979, a company that runs opulent hotels all over the world. The establishment of Samsung Data Systems, now known as Samsung SDS, in 1985 helped the group become a top-tier organization in the information technology sector. The group divided into 5 after Samsung founder Lee Byung-Chull died on November 19, 1987. Lee Kuan-hee, a son of Lee Byung-Chull, received the electronics company, and his other children received 4 other businesses. Samsung, according to Lee Kuan-hee, had a significant role in the Korean economy but lagged behind multinational corporations in terms of competitiveness. He started sweeping reforms in the 1990s and told senior officers to change everything but their spouses and kids. Samsung C&T Corporation rose to prominence in the construction sector in the 1990s. The company worked on the construction of the most recognizable buildings in the world, the Burj Khalifa, as well as the Saudi Stock Exchange Tower Tadawul, the Dhaka International Airport, and the Riyadh Metro. Samsung entered the smartphone manufacturing industry in 2007, and on June 29, 2009, the company unveiled the first Galaxy phone. The longest-running franchise of any corporation to date is the Galaxy series. Early Apple models were equipped with chipsets and microprocessors from Samsung, which also unveiled the first Galaxy tablet and the first wristwatch in 2013. In 2011, Samsung surpassed Intel to rank as the second largest semiconductor producer in the world. In 2012, Samsung surpassed Nokia to take the top spot in the mobile phone industry by capturing 25.4% of the worldwide market. Its income represented 17% of South Korea's gross domestic product in 2013. GDP. The largest smartphone manufacturing facility in the world was established by Samsung in India in 2018. The Samsung Group currently employs roughly 80 companies, the majority of which are large international corporations with annual revenues in the billions of dollars. With a brand worth of $107 billion in 2022, Samsung Electronics placed fifth among the top brands in the world. Forbes placed Samsung first among the top global employers in 2022, 233rd among the best employers for recent graduates, and 14th among the top 2,000 global businesses. With a revenue of $244.2 billion, an asset value of $358 billion, and a profit of $34.3 billion in 2022, Samsung had a real-time market value on Forbes of $367.26 billion.